people. I'm a little ball of nerves and adrenaline right now. So if I didn't have this little piece of paper, I'd totally lose where I was. My topic today isn't so much a rusted restoration, it's more of a rusted non-restoration. But it will explain why I wear the Triker patch. I have a it's licensed as a 1975 Volkswagen custom trike. The motor, to answer some of the common questions, motor is a 1968 Beetle 1500cc. The frame, thank you John, is a Norton featherbed frame from the 50s. He was able to identify it.
It's yeah, late 50s featherbed frame.
Thank you John. And
it was.
What before it was welded, yeah. And the front end is a mid-90s Harley Fat Boy with shovel head controls. So that's what I ride. That's what I've basically spent most of my riding life on. I bought it in 2004 in Winnipeg here off an old guy. And I rode it for a number of years. It took me to Sturgis from 2007 to 2011. The first day that I owned this trike, I was riding it home, and the guy had taught me how to shift from third to fourth, which is down here, from here to here. And so he taught me how to do that because that's what I needed to do on the highway. It was geared in such a way that I could start off in third, and just once I get off on the highway, pop it into fourth, I'm good to go. So I did that, I'm cruising along on the highway, and all of a sudden I noticed this minivan pulls up beside me. Okay, the guy's taking a look, no big deal. Cruising along, the minivan is still there. Still there. I look over. In the driver's seat is this middle-aged lady, big grin on her face, just staring at me. And in the back, it's a minivan, so in the sliding door part, there's this middle-aged guy holding a video camera and waving with this big smile on his face. And I look over and I'm like, right on. So from that moment on, I was famous, and I love the trike. Over the years, I've had to do a bunch of things on it because it was pretty sketchy when I first got it. Like, VW Trikes are sketchy to begin with. This one was kind of old, beat up, had all the original 6-volt stuff and whatnot. So I did, I did a brake conversion. I went from drum brakes to disc brakes. I changed the transaxle because the transaxle was always popping out of fourth. I had to actually ride along with my foot shoved up against the shifter to keep it in fourth gear whenever I would go over any sort of bump. So I swapped that out, and when I did that, because my highway gearing was so bad, I swapped it from 410 to a 373 gear, put a bigger tire on it, and then I could actually do highway speeds and keep up with the big boys. Swapped over to an electronic ignition, which helped it go a little bit quicker. Threw on the fender spikes and mounts just for my own personal touch, which you guys will see in a little bit, actually, in the movie. Then in 2011, after we came back from Sturgis, I was taking Sarah's friend Lori out for a ride. And we were cruising down Archibald, and luckily not going very fast. Cruising along, all of a sudden I feel this bump, and a drop, and my wheel passes on the left side. So luckily, I was able to skid along on the shock mount, which was the lowest part on that thing. Skidding along on the shock mount, managed to get over to the side. Got a friend to bring me some tools, took some studs out of the one side, put them in the other, took some nuts off of that side, put them in 3 and 2, and managed to limp it home. So since then, it's sat until now. I'm going to stop there, and we're going to show a quick movie. I've started doing YouTube films of all sorts of stuff, so if you guys ever want to check me out, Joe Friesen on YouTube, I'll just show you my little story of the trike. So here's a little bit of a background story on what's about to happen. My Trike Max hasn't ran in 5 years. When I came home from Sturgis in 2011, I lost a wheel. I was taking somebody out for a ride, wheel came off, literally. I haven't gotten it going since then because I wanted to rebuild it. In those 5 years, I've been screwing around with 2-wheeled machines and haven't had the best luck, let's put it that way. I have an electronic ignition module on it, so I replaced that. I think that's what it was. And if that is what it was, it should fire up, even though it has been 5 years. Cleaned up the carb, hoping it'll happen, but see what we see. Try to adjust the idle. It's good till there. It's been a while. It's been a long while. Oh, that felt good.
Lots of it.
Sure not. See if we can get her idle.
Here, bumped up the idle a little for those that can't read it, and then check the exhaust figure for me, checking both sides.
Okay, I'm gonna check out the timing. I hooked up the timing light while we're on camera. What's the difference between my timing light?
There's a few degrees out. It's been 5 years. And then I tried starting off in second instead of first.
Is that 5-year-old gas?
No, I put fresh in. I cleaned out the car, put fresh in. Yeah, I totally forgot the camera.
Okay, so I got the trike going. She doesn't really have any brake on the driver's side. I suppose the trike has a driver's side.
Like I said, the trike has a driver's side.
I'm late for my Antique Motorcycle Club of Manitoba meeting.
Nice.
So I am going to take my other bike, I call it Minty, and we're going to get to the meeting. Mr. Guy, you just said it clears.
Not sure what this is. I'm just gonna stop it. Okay, so that was me getting Max going, and that's the kind of stuff that I've started doing on my YouTube channel. I've got coverage of the Gimli fishing trip on there as well. I've got the Marion show. I've got the Harley Davidson show. So if you guys want to check that out, Joe Friesen, I've got business cards up here. Anyways, that's not the point. That's not why I'm up here. So like I was saying before, I bought it in 2004 in Winnipeg off a guy here. Now, the previous owner modified it from how it was originally built in the 70s. Originally in the 70s, it was built in 75. So back then, it was purple with a Kawasaki front end and a whole bunch of diamond plating on it. So in 2000, the then owner brought it into a little shop here in Winnipeg. And he had it done up all black and chrome, and he threw the Harley Fat Boy front end on it. Interesting bit of a story background here is that bike, Purple Trike, came from BC, and it was originally a Hells Angels bike, which is how the story goes. So it was a club bike, and I need to hand the story over to Sarah for a little bit after this point because she actually tells this story pretty good. It's just her tie-in with the trike.
This is like a 2-for-1 special night.
They're up,
Awesome.
they're up, they're up.
Just
You
slide
put the
it
little
over.
thing.
Yeah. Okay.
They're just fun.
So, when I did my restoration on my Honda, I had been in BC when I was a kid when I learned what Sturgis was. And that was in Nanaimo, BC in 90 or 91. And the building that I was in front of with all the pretty motorcycles and the big nice bikermen was actually a Hells Angels clubhouse. And the bike that caught my attention that I talked to the guy about the most was a purple Volkswagen Trike with shiny stuff, which may or may not have been diamond plate. So our theory is I met his bike before he did.
Wow.
Because how many purple, shiny Volkswagen Trikes belonging to Hells Angels from BC could there possibly be?
Not many.
Maybe one.
And it was the only way that I got her back to my place.
It was. That's the only reason I had to meet him. A friend who introduced us told me he had a Volkswagen Trike, so I went over that afternoon, basically.
That's awesome.
Very
So that's the story of my trike and possible tie-in with Sarah and our relationship and all that such thing. So any questions? Anybody have any questions about it? It's out in the parking lot if anybody wants to see it. I wanted to get rid of a bunch of the usually asked things.
Do you ever figure out what year the actual powertrain is?
668. Yeah, it's a 1500 cc out of a 68 Beetle. Anything else? That's it.
Very
Awesome.
good. Thank you very much, Joe.
Sure. Thanks for your attention.